again. It's January 9th and a Friday. And of course, for what's going on and what happened on Wednesday of killing Renee Good, but now the reaction in Minneapolis and Minnesota and around the country, demonstrations and visuals and it is amazing that the killing of Miss Good just happened a few blocks away from the slaughtering of George Floyd. And a lot have been said about how and where, who's responsible. Somebody, ICE militia, just point blank, just in her face, killing her, multiple shots. What have they done? I mean, do they know anything about her? The fact she's usually, ICE activity observer. He comes and watch the people at what's going to happen and how this militia occupying our city and harassing immigrants and vulnerable people and their houses, work, library, and schools, Walmart, working sites. So it's just she's observing video posting, and she's just been, as I understood, she's been in a state like just a year or so. A mother, a poet, kids, all the things, her things you heard about her from her friends and neighbors, her social media posting, a very nice person. Beside that, white, and it seems like it doesn't really matter if you step out of your privilege and support minority or immigrants, so you're going to be killed. Like what happened in West Bank and Israel and Gaza. All the people who went there to just to cover, the slaughtering, the occupation, the apartheid treatment of Palestinian in Israel and West Bank, regardless of status, white Americans and Europeans, they'll kill them. Just doesn't really matter. So the idea of white, black, this is just manufactured to divert and separate people. And you can see from the posting, some of the posting, that people comment on the killing of Renee, good, that well, she deserved it. She was gonna kill the officer, her car is whatever. You have to listen to the order and structure. Get out of that kind of language. It's like it's a normal setting. Yeah, if I meet somebody in the traffic and the police came and asked me, what is your paper, get out of the car, you do that. But this is, you know, this is a militia coming and harassing people and snatching from their homes for work. And it's not a normal setting. So those people need to be trained to how you handle this situation and escalate it. And she's not like, as you say, a criminal or undocumented or illegal. A person is illegal. It's illegal immigrants. What's illegal? It cannot be illegal. You're a human being. Yeah, but you don't have paper. You're wrong. You just say the wrong things. And but anyway, so it's gonna be, of course, the Homeland Security, uh, Nume, whatever her name is, the idiot, said this is domestic terrorism. Now we hear this domestic terrorism. I thought terrorism is just for the people who resist and fight overseas, you know, brown, Arab, Muslim, whatever. They are terrorists. Anybody resist occupation, bombing, or whatever is a terrorist. But somebody here, somebody coming to observe the violation of people's civil rights in her city. You said she's a domestic terrorist and she was gonna attack or kill the officer or her car. And then the Homeland Secretary, Christy Norman, an act of she's like, I mean, this is an act of domestic terrorism carried out against ICE officer by a woman who attempted to run them over and rammed them with the vehicle, their vehicle. And Trump agree with that without even knowing anything, and FBI taking the case away from the city. So wherever our legal system, Walls or Keith Ellison, whoever, they can't do anything about it. Now it's a federal thing. So they can just fabricate it. This is like I'm back in Egypt. You cannot persecute anybody from the system, no matter how much violation of the law they do. You know, we have over 2,000 people from ICE. More people are coming. They're raiding schools and libraries and shopping malls and works, work sites and asking people in the streets, and you look different, brown or have an accent, you are condemned. You know, that's a lot we don't know, you know, but obviously that's what we saw, a lot of videos that we saw that Renee Good was, you know, sitting in her car. We just saw the SUV and the car was got one officer grabbing the door, and they all have machine guns, so they all well equipped to protect themselves and communication, and you know, so they can handle this. What did she have? She's terrified, backing up and tried to run away, and he shoot her point blank in her face, in her head, and he prevent people from coming to help her. You hear this guy say, "Can I take her pulse?" Step up, step back, step back. It's procedure. It's a Nazi soldier. Step back. He's just programmed and brainwashed. Step back. I'm a physician. I gotta just make sure she's still alive. I will have our missing. Step back. Nobody came. Nobody, just bleeding in her car. And this SUB is just doing his job. Devoid of any human. He's not a human anymore. He's just a militia. He's just doing his job. They got him out of. He used to work at Amazon warehouse and brought from there. I said, "We'll give you $200,000 or whatever, and we train you for a few hours, and you just take this machine gun and look for these brown people, the illegal people." So the guy, you can't blame this guy. You know, they're not trained. They're not equipped to handle this. You bring people, you brainwash them, you take them out of their family. If, you know, his human father, or a mother, or a daughter, or sis, whatever, and a husband, and you brainwash him, and now he's just a soldier, a militia. He's just follow orders. That's what happened in Nazism. Just follow orders. That's what happened when people go to Africa and kill millions of people. They just follow orders. And as Zygmunt Bauman said, most of atrocity committed by people who follow orders or who follow the law. And we need some people who really stop following the laws. This is racist laws. This is so that's his argument. And so really, when, the more I know about the killing of Renee Good, this vicious killing machine, you just reduce it to just that officer and that uh, modern poet, 37 years old, and that she's sitting in her car, like, mother going and pick up her daughter from uh, a soccer game, whatever, soccer mom, whatever. It reminds me, back in Arab Spring and Egyptian revolutions, uh, some also a mother, she was 32 years old, so she's a mother, an activist, and a poet, and her name is Shayma Sabah. She was just a typical uh, young, bright woman. She believed in the ideal of Arab Spring and the ideal of January Revolution in Egypt, when they were chanting liberty and fraternity and Aish, Hurriya, and social justice. And she went, a few years after things settled and the military was taken over managing the things. And she went to commemorate the people who was killed in Tahrir Square all over Egypt during the revolution. She took some carried, a wreath of flowers and went to the Tahrir Square, which is just you can see a video there, and she's just walking like any young daughter or mother. And an officer that reminded me of this guy in Minneapolis shot her and killed her. And Miss Sabag, you can see this her friends carrying her is a very small, petite body, bleeding, carrying her on a sidewalk, shocked because there was no protest, there was no any commotion. It's just somebody, a young mother, want to commemorate the people who were killed in Tahrir Square. That's it. And she was shot and left to, bleed to death and preventing people from coming. It's almost the same thing. And then just was tragic image, and her name became the Rose, Cairo Rose. That's why I call Renee God, this Minneapolis Rose. When you come with this human, you act as a human, and then you're faced by killing machines that devoid of any human values, just following order. Uh, uh, Events happen, and no matter, and politics gets in. It's a messy business, and Republican, Democrats, and law and procedure. We're gonna say procedure who's respond to what she's dead. You cannot ask her, were you planning to kill this officer? Were you planning to drive ram them with your car? It's over. It's all speculation now, procedures, and that's what modern life is. It's Western civilization, civilization based on procedures. Rationalize steps. Just follow this. Take the people on the train and get them to concentration camp. Just do it. Procedure one. What's your name? Take list and go home, play with your kids, and go to Sunday school. So, what did you do today? I just sit there and give me some names. I put them on the list, and I tell the officer, this is how many, from 100 and 110, and put them on the train, and it'll be 20 minutes there, and going to take that much, and how many trains a day. It's just procedures. You're not a human anymore. Yeah, I was saying that she was falling or bleeding, and she was carrying a purse as she was falling. And the irony is, they found, a piece of paper in her purse, and has a poem she wrote. And I'm not sure, truly, she was nothing more than just a purse. But when lost, there was a problem. How to face the world without her? She's talking about her purse. Now, she doesn't have to answer that question, and she doesn't have to worry about facing anybody. She's dead. The same as RENEE Good. And the thing is that the Egyptian Medical Forensic Authority, when they justify how did she die, the cause of death, because they have to issue a death certificate. Saying that Mr. Sabag would not have died had she not been so slender. That's what he said. That's a doctor, and that he is scientific report on the cause of death because she was thin. She didn't have enough fat to rebuild the bullets. He actually said that when he went on, and of course this is ridiculous. He's went on and how the bullet penetrate the body, and if she has enough fat layer that might stop the bullet, most people will not die. But you're not talking about what and where and who shot this and where, why was that necessary. Uh, is the same thing that happen here, and you have people as the Homeland Security Secretary, Miss Nolan, saying she was going to kill the guy with the car. Uh, of course, the reaction of Minneapolis Mayor Jacob Fry and all that. This is just domestic consumption. We've seen it before. His stand when George Floyd, and it's just. Of course, he used the word garbage. He said what happened is garbage, and criticized the federal deployment of the Trump militia in Minneapolis and so on and forth, and ask him to use the F word, get the F out of Minneapolis, that kind of stuff. But it's just it's too late. No one bring Miss Good again back. And this is a message. We'll send it to everybody. If they can do this to somebody, a white woman sitting in her SUV, just observing. It's not even protest, it's just observing what's going on, and they shoot her point blank more than once in her face, in her head. They can do this to anyone and anywhere. And somebody actually, Minneapolis Council said the same thing. He said if they do this to Miss Renee in Minneapolis, they'll do it to anyone, anywhere. And that's the message. If you stand in our way, regardless of who you are, legal or not legal, citizen or not citizen, brown or not brown, white or not, we're going to kill you. And it happened in Portland. A few hours later, second day, same thing. 2 people were shot. So this is back to even worse. Now it's occupation of cities with machine guns. If Cairo Rose, if Mr. Sabag, if Cairo Rose was accused of not building enough body fat to protect herself from the police bullets, Miss Good, Minneapolis Rose, probably did not build enough political apathy to protect herself from Trump's or ICE bullets. It's the same thing. All the ranting I'm going to do today, and we'll see you next week. Support us, Substacks, Ahmedia. Follow us, become a member. Keep this programming going, and we cannot do it without you. We're under a lot of pressure. This is the time to keep a voice like us going. So I will see you next rant.